Hello everybody. Well, things have changed. I was going to do this video about psychic vampires. Spirit had other ideas. So this is now going to be called signs from the universe, and signs that the universe is listening. Because, like I've told you many times, Spirit moves in mysterious ways. Here I am in the beautiful gardens cemetery of the Anglican Cathedral. But there's a reason for this, because the signs came through loud and clear. I'm going to tell you a personal story now. And the story is private, but I will share some details with you. I had been very troubled about things within my life, what was going on, and I needed some signs from the universe, but I wasn't sure how I was going to receive them. However, something strange happened. Now, I very, very rarely, as a witch, visit, shall we say, houses of the holy, but from time to time I do. This one week, last week, I had a lot of problems on my mind, weighing very heavily, that I can't really tell you too much about, but I needed to know whether the universe was listening, and I asked for help. I was worried about my husband. He had troubles. Anyway, what happened was the universe decided to make itself known. And it was this day my husband was meant to go somewhere for an appointment, and it was cancelled. And he said to me, he said, what do you want to do? Do you want to do something different? So I said, yeah. And for some reason, I wanted to come here. And he said, that's very, very strange for you. You never go to those places. Why do you want to go there? I said, I don't know. Let's just go. Let's just see what happens. So we got in the car, and our plans had been changed because the place he'd gone to had been cancelled. So we came to the Anglican Cathedral. And both of us had heavy things on our mind. My husband's health had not been good. We had private issues which were really weighing on both our minds. And we were both very, very worried, right? We lit some candles. And as we were walking along, we came to part of the cathedral where there was a wish tree. And I said my prayers, and I remember glancing up at this beautiful stained glass window. And my husband said something to me regarding the window. And then we went outside, and I sat on a chair which was then made of wood, and it was in the shape of a hand. And it was a hand that when you sat on it was like the hand of God or the hand of the universe, saying, sit on me and I will lift you up. As I sat down, I wrote my wish. My husband wrote his wishes and our prayers. And we prayed for people. And I hung my wish upon the tree, and next to my wish I chose a particular branch which said Ray of Sunshine. Now Ray is the name of my husband, right? Anyway, as I finished that, the next thing, out of the blue, the phone rang in this holy place which I never visit, and it was from the one angel I wanted to hear from. Yet this person is of very, very high status in the world, and they would never be ringing you. You would be the one to ring them. When I answered the phone, they turned round and said, come and see me tomorrow. But what was even more strange is their place of work was an ex-church, and it had been converted from hallowed ground into a working premises. So I was being contacted from somebody from another church, which was no longer a church, to do with a completely different matter in a most holy of places where I never visit, next to a wish tree, whilst I was sitting on a hand of wood that was reaching up to the universe. This person said, come and see me. And so we did. We also had heavy medical problems weighing on our hearts. My husband had been waiting and going through numerous tests for serious illness. We didn't know what was going to happen. I knew and felt the universe that things were going to be all right, but we would not know until the Friday. The next day we visited this angel, I will call her, although she was in a profession that you would not associate with angels. And she gave us the answers that we needed. She gave us that hope. And I said to my husband, and he said the same, this is a sign. Now my husband had to then attend for more testing. They were looking to see whether a cancer had returned and whether or not another medical condition was under control or out of control. Right? Now, by the Friday, we would know. Come the Friday, we found out not only was there no cancer, which was an absolute brilliant news, but also that his bloods were perfect, an absolute miracle. And what we also realised was the day we were by the wish tree, both of us, was my mother-in-law's birthday, who had passed on many years earlier and was a lovely, very, very religious and spiritual lady. So all these signs were with us. And what I'm saying is, sometimes the way you think your life is meant to go and meant to be answered is not the way Spirit will answer it for you. You have to look for the signs. My husband, who is mostly non-spiritual and not interested in religion, said there was no doubt this was signs. So I'm here again, once again in the graveyard, the very, very old cemetery of the Anglican Cathedral. And that last week, which was extremely heavy, was a sign that the universe was saying, Vanessa, we are listening, right? Which was wonderful. In fact, even on my way here today, I was asked for help for someone who was living with a chronic illness. So what I decided to do was, when I got here, pray for them. And I have prayed. I've told you before, a prayer is a spoken word or chant. It is exactly the same as a spell, right? So I received my signs. And my husband said to me, it's very, very strange you chose to go that place, he said, because you never go near churches, because I always fear I'll burst into flames. However, Spirit works in mysterious ways. And as much as I wanted to speak to you about psychic vampires, the universe, the Spirit, wanted me to talk about signs. Look for the signs and they will show themselves. So here I am, a week on, with telling you that our prayers were answered, and we've also asked for prayers for other people. They are spells, they are chants, and things are changing. So that's my little update today. I hope you're well, and I'll keep you informed. I'm sorry I've taken time to get back to you, but we've had a lot of illness to deal with at the moment, but we're over that now. So upwards and onwards, blessed be. Take care. Bye for now.